Hey, so this is kind of goofy. I don't know why I'm doing this. But I was gonna like make some hash or some potatoes, fried potatoes. Oh, I like this shirt, by the way. um, People were always like, "Do you like football?" And I was like, "I like football. European football, American football. You know, I go to games sometimes just to like. I used to. I don't like. You know, I could never watch them on TV though. It was really hard. Get distracted. I have a sweatshirt. It says Liverpool on it. I love that sweatshirt. I've had it forever. There's some things that I just keep because I just, you know, for one, they fit. And they're comfortable. So, we start off with the garlic. I feel like I'm on the Food Network. It's silly. Hold on. Oh, here's the balsamic. That's what I use, this kind. I think it tastes the best, but... Oh, products. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. I like these. I had a whole bunch of different kinds of woks. And I don't know, you can do garlic however you want, but I like, it's this way that somebody told me, you can also roll it. I don't know, it's just, your dad's kind of goofy, you know? I am, I have to admit that I'm sometimes just, you know, I like to do different things though. I normally have a plastic cutting board, but I like that the wooden ones have, you know, it gets the scent of food in it then, and I don't know. And I love garlic, so I don't mind how it. People used to get mad at me for eating so much garlic. They'd be like, "You stink like garlic," and I was really like, "Well, you stink like you," and I like garlic, so. You know, I guess I have made things before with less garlic in it for people, but I find that, like, why, if I'm gonna cook, like, why would I, no, I'm, you know, Svea and Mia, I was never like that. We never, you know, special made things. Mia, you probably, when, you know, you got that, you know, allergy. Oh, sorry, the screen went dark. But, you know, that was probably all that medication that, you know. Anyway, hold on. Sometimes I'm like, Steven, what? I know, I talk to myself like that too. I'm like, Steven, what are you doing? Like, why would you, like, it's the day-to-day stuff, you know, like, so you know that I have, like, a real life. And I don't really care about what size they are. You know, sometimes I make them big, sometimes small. You know, those little chopper things work too, but I like the way garlic smells on my skin, and, so. I thought about going to cooking school once, but then I was like, why would I go? I don't know, I'm particular about something. I guess I'm like, you know, I'm sure somebody would be like, oh, look at him, he just doesn't know what he's doing, but it's just like, you know what? When you're cooking for me, you think I'm gonna complain? Like, oh, no. Um, and I don't know, some people taught me, like, I don't know if they taught me or if I just kind of knew, like, when you're, you know, browning spices or roasting them, that, you know, you want to get the pan hot before. I don't know, though. I mean, I know, and I go through a lot of olive oil. I put it in a lot of things. I tried other oils. Not the same. Oh, you can't see that picture, man. That's a funny one. Anyways. And I used to get really particular about making like hash browns and stuff. And I thought, you know, I used to cut up the potatoes myself. And I was like, you know what? It's so much easier just to get frozen things. Not, you know, not that fresh stuff doesn't matter, but. Oh, and the other thing I used to, well, I was never really particular. I just kind of throw the utensils in the drawer. You know, kitchens, Chrissy and I talked about with like a clean kitchen, and she told me why I probably had a thing about it. And now I just am like, it's clean. So, I know you can't smell it, but it's so good. I'll get down some of the spice mix that I made, and I like this pepper freak. I need to have pepper and stuff. So, you know, I don't usually put salt in things unless it's sea salt. I don't know. Somebody said once that, you know, we need iodine from other salt, from table salt, and I was like, we get that in other things, so why would I add it when it's already you know. You get this. Sometimes if I don't clean these off, they are, oh, you know. Oh, I'm cleaning it up. Yep, hold on. And like I said before, I keep spices. I make my own and then put them in jars instead of throwing jars away. Oh, and then pepper too. It's just like, I used to grind it up with a blender and then put whole peppercorns in a jar like this, and then you turn it upside down and then grind it, and then you'd have a whole thing of pepper. That was the smartest thing, you know? And I don't measure. So. And, well, I guess I'll do this. This is what I want today, so. I keep, like, chilies and stuff. I buy them at the Indian grocery store. That's where I always shop. I mean, I love going there to buy my spices and stuff. I know. I cook a lot. And it's funny because I like to keep like Indian spices and stuff in so they stay fresh in a certain, and so I know where they all are. And I don't measure, so I suppose I should, but you can always add a little bit more, or sometimes you can add water to like the, I don't know. I do my own thing. Not that I'm against tradition, but it's like, I like to try, like sometimes I start off with a recipe first, and then I'm like, oh, and then I write down, oh, I can add this to it, or that, or whatever. I guess this is the first time I've ever like videotaped myself cooking. Not that anybody would do that. It's funny because it smells so good. It, that cumin mixed in there with the hot chilies and the garlic and potatoes and like some other, that special blend that I make up. I don't tell anybody, like, sometimes I make up these spice blends, and I'm like, I don't label them, because I know what they are. I used to, like, when I cooked a lot of Indian food, I kept asafoetida in the house, and you couldn't, well, I couldn't at the time keep it out of, I had to keep it in a jar, in another jar, because it smells good, I love that stuff. But other people were like, what's that smell? And I was like, yummy goodness, I mean? But, and sometimes if you just, and this is a trick that I learned once, is if you just let it sit, and it kind of burns the bottom of it, and then you like, you know what? I just like to stir things around a bit. And, you can add other things. I thought sometimes, like, sugar or something sweet in here, too, because then it goes with that cumin and, and the hot chilies. I mean, like red hot chilies. I don't know. It's not that I don't have things to do. I'm waiting for... I think I got this job. I just called him back, so... I'm just waiting for him to give me a call back today. And then I gotta go buy a suit and tie. I look really good in this suit and tie, by the way. Oh, it smells so good. I can't wait to eat it. Like, it's just... I suppose I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil to it. You don't have to do that. I love olive oil, so, oh, hold it. Somehow it makes me think of olive oil and Popeye and Brutus. Not, I always loved that show anyways. When I was a kid, I watched it all the time. I have a friend that has a photo of Popeye, and I liked it. I mean, it was a beautiful photo. Oh, it wasn't really a photo. It was a, I think it was a painting or a drawing. I'm not sure. I just am like, I love art so much that it's just like anything really, anything really, even like some bad art, I'm like, holy, I was always fascinated at some places where I've seen art where it's just one color, and I was like, I can do that, I could paint a painting with just one color, I think it's a little bit more to it than that. I mean, there was texture in it, and you could see the brush strokes, and you know, oh, the wind is just howling out there. Ugh. So I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit. You know, if I was feeding a group of people, I used to try to make things look really nice. Like at times I had made like mint leaves, and I would put out like other things. I just, if it's just me and Sean, it's just like, well, I still try to make it look good. You know, it's just like, you know, I don't think all food needs to look good to be, to eat it, but I just, I try my hardest to like, put on a good presentation with the food that I'm making. And like I said the other day, sometimes food is way better the next day, leftovers. We don't have a microwave, and I keep saying if we did, it would probably blow up in the house. So, at the apartment. It's like, I don't know. It's like I should get a job doing this, like Daddy's Home Cooking, just like, and all these recipe books. I've got to make that corn and red pepper with coconut milk in it. It's kind of like a soup, but it's so good. I've invited people over for food. I thought I was being gracious to offer. So usually, like, if people are having a party or stuff, and I go over to somebody's house, it's like, do you need some help? Do you need me to help, or what can I do to help? In my own family, I used to I would be like, I'd go in there and I'd help wash the dishes, or I'd be like, can I get something for you? That was a long time ago, and I find now that when people come over here, you want to clean up, clean up. Perfect. I'm not gonna get all stressed out about it. I mean, granted, I don't like to leave a mess while I'm cooking, but that's what I did. Svea and Mia, that's what I did for your mother. I mean, I would teach her how to cook, and it was funny because she knew what stuff that I liked, because she would go grocery shopping, and I'd be like, this is the kind of, this is how I make that stir fry, and this is this, and then I would ask her to get it, and she would come back with she would ask somebody else. It would be like, well, that's what it was. It was like, would you just listen? But no. And that's the problem. Part of the problem is that, just listen. Now, how many times have I said that in my life? If they would have just listened to me, now look at we're in. We're not in this. This is going to go on my stomach. Hash browns. With garlic, with red hot chilies, little cumin, pepper, and some special spices. And I ran out of the chili paste that I usually use, so let's see. Well, some yogurt might be good with it. That salsa. Oh, yeah. I'll use this today. Some chutney. I love that stuff. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna have my potatoes, fried potatoes and garlic and mint chutney. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.